Welcome back to CAST CASK. Today we're going to tie Antonio's Quill Midge. So this is just a tiny little midge. I'm doing this on a size 18 hook today, just to make it a little easier to be able to see and everything here. But normally I would tie this on a 20, kind of my starting point for this, but 18 should work just fine too. I don't think the fish are going to know too much of a difference for this guy. So what you're going to do is you start off with some thread. You're just going to wrap down here. It turns all the way down into the bend. Okay, we're going to build up this body a little bit and get touching wraps. We're going to work our way back down. I want to get this kind of flat to start here, so I'll give my bobbin a little spin. Okay, so now we've got our body laid down here. And what we want to do is we want to put a little bit of a rib on here. So a couple ways you can do this, and the easiest way is what our friends at Fly Fish Food refer to as the mil-spec method, which just means we color our thread with a Sharpie marker. So we just got a Sharpie marker here. And we are just gonna color this a little bit to be able to lay down a rib. All right, so then you're gonna back on here and you're gonna spiral on up. You don't want to come all the way up. We're just gonna come to about here, and then we're gonna tie in a piece of yarn. I've got Antron here. It should work pretty well, so we're just gonna capture that in here, and then we'll pull it back so we can get it into the right, sit in the right spot, and then we'll tighten everything up behind it here. Okay, so I'm gonna trim this off nice and long to start with here, and that's just to so we don't get too much in the way. Now next, we're gonna add a little bit of dubbing on here, and I've got some pre-staged over here, but we're gonna do a little bit of a dubbing on here to make a little thorax. But again, this is a pretty sparse little fly, so don't get too aggressive with things here. It's easier to add more on if you need it than to try to take it off, I have found, as with most things in life. So we're just going to make a nice little thorax here. You can see we got this little guy. Now, I've got some CDC here and I've pre-trimmed it. Hopefully you'll be able to see. You can see where I've taken the stem out here so that we get this nice poof and everything. So we'll do the wing here. We're going to tie this in. We're going to tie it in a little bit long. A little bit longer than what you would think for a little midge this size. But I'm not here to judge. The fish seem to dig it, and I managed to pull those all the way off, so we'll start over. There we go. Okay, so take a couple of wraps here. And I've crowded my eye here just a smidge, but I think we'll be okay. So trim those off. Take a couple more turns here just to get everything in order. Now, we're going to separate out this wing a little bit here, our CDC. So I'm going to take my scissors and just kind of use those as a point and kind of start dividing them in half and get things onto each side here. So you can see we're going to kind of come like this, and we're going to kind of pull things to the side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this Antron and we're going to pull it up through the middle here. You might have to wiggle it around a little bit. You can see where we're able to get it in there, and we'll trim these little stragglers off here, don't worry. So now that we've got this up here, we're going to take this around here to get it captured in. this back up. And I'm sure you guys can see here that I have managed to crowd the eye here a little bit, but I think you'll get the idea. So now we're going to trim this yarn off, and we're going to do it just kind of right towards the middle of the wing there. And this is really just so that we can see, this a little better in the water. And we got a couple of stragglers, so we'll get those guys too. But this is just so we can see it a little bit better in the water, and I think you can see how this is going to sit in there. Now we're just going to throw a whip finish on here. And that's the whole fly. This is an easy one to tie. You know, as long as you're not all thumbs like me, it's probably even easier. So there you go. This is the Antonio Quill Midge. There's a couple of versions of this running around. This is the only one that, frankly, I've tried tying yet. But there you go. You can kind of see how that's going to stand up, and he's nice and poofy. So I'll put a couple of stills in here too, so you guys can see what it looks like up close and everything. Let me know what you think. What can I do different? How can I make this better? Drop a comment in there in the video, and let me know what you want to see next. Thanks for watching.